Natalie Mcgarry.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak in this important debate and to make my first speech to the House, and to my honourable friends on the SNP benches, thank you for turning out in such great numbers to support me. I've listened attentively and with great enjoyment to the speeches of new speakers to the House today, and I particularly enjoyed that of my honourable friend from Central Ayrshire and the honourable member for Ashton-under-Lyne. I would like to begin by paying tribute and sending my condolences to the family and friends and colleagues of Charles Kennedy. Charles Kennedy well earned his status as a towering giant in Scottish and UK politics, and is one of the best orators Scotland has produced. He was well known for his kindness, his humanity and his humour, and I will particularly remember him for taking a courageous stance and leading his party against the Iraq War. I am privileged to be here serving the people of Glasgow East. I was swept here on a tide of optimism in Scotland, and most importantly, a constituency that has long felt neglected has put its trust in me, and I will stand for them in this House. I know that for many of those whose understanding of Glasgow extends no further than lazy caricatures, there are stereotypes to be challenged, and I will indeed challenge those stereotypes. I'm an adopted Glaswegian. It's my home by choice. I am proud of the city that I call home and I now represent. And I agree Glasgow should be feared, but not because of any misconceptions, but because it is a city that throughout its history has held a mirror to all those who would dare to exploit it and its people. Glasgow's people represent a powerful but peaceful threat to all of those who've complacently wielded power from this building for centuries. It has constantly served as a social conscience to our society, because above all, its people stand in solidarity with those across the country and extends a hand of friendships to all those across the world who would make the world better for all. This House ignores the needs and aspirations of Glasgow at its peril. Its resilience is remarkable. I represent a constituency which contains some of the worst and some of the best of Scotland and the United Kingdom. We should all here collectively be ashamed of the poverty, inequality and low life expectancy that some of my constituents suffer and have suffered for generations. All of us on these benches were elected on a platform to tackle austerity, to tackle inequality and to raise the standard of living. In Glasgow, every seat is now represented by the SNP. And we will build on our proud heritage in pursuing social justice, fairness and in standing for the most vulnerable in our society. In my role as spokesperson on disabilities, I will put the rights of those with physical disabilities as well as those with hidden disabilities like mental ill health and others at the very front of everything I do in this House. We will strive to dismantle the sanctions regime on social security claimants, and we will strive to return dignity to those with disabilities who deserve the state to be their ally, not their enemy. And if how we treat others is a mark of our humanity and our values, I will not stop until we end the abomination of dawn raids like those in my constituency last week, and I will not stop until we shut down imprisoning asylum seekers at Dungavel. We will work with members of all parties who share these beliefs and who want to go beyond platitudes and actually extend lives, tangibly improve health and increase the quality of life for people in Glasgow East and across the country. But Glasgow East is a diverse constituency. We have huge things to be proud of, and the participation and political astuteness is incredible. While some elsewhere may talk of apathy, community groups across our constituency are taking action every day and making sure politicians like me know the work that needs to be done. From Hangman's Brae to Carmyle and Auchenshugal in the south, Shettleston, Tollcross, Mount Vernon, Baillieston and Garrowhill in its heart, to the communities of Easterhouse, Cranhill and Craigend in the north, and the farms, yes, farms and lochs of the constituency. Glasgow East challenges perceptions at every stage. We have world-class sporting facilities following the Commonwealth Games last year, and Celtic Football Club, currently the best football team in Scotland. I'm a Hamilton Accies fan, I'll put that on record, but I support my local team. Mr. Speaker, before I move on, I would like to say a word about my predecessor, Margaret Curran. Margaret has had a long and distinguished career in the Scottish Labour Party as an election agent, one MP, and then as an MSP and MP herself. She worked tirelessly to the best of her ability in every role she took, and I hope that she continues to contribute to Scottish politics. The city of Red Clydeside has changed greatly since the days of Maxton and Wheatley, Shinwell and Maclean. Gone are the industries where Glasgow led the world, like the forge at Parkhead that now lends its name to a shopping centre. But the spirit that was forged there amidst the smelters grows brightly in the talents of men and women who live there. Mary Barber, who together with thousands of women went on rent strike and forced the British government of the day to act, stands as an inspiration to many. The fact that Glasgow now has a majority of female representing it is testament to the lineage and agitation and campaigning from then to now via the independence referendum. I stand here on the shoulders of many women who have preceded me, like my mum, Alice, my aunt Tricia Marwick, and my constituent, Nicola Sturgeon, FM. And I'm held up by the thousands of women who rose up in the referendum, and Women for Independence, who enabled me to find my voice. Well, now I've found it, I will never tire. I am but one woman, but make no mistake, there are many, many like me. It's in that spirit that I intend to represent the people of Glasgow East by holding people to account and advocating for those who the system has left behind. Our large presence will work here at Westminster to turn neglect into nurturing, poverty into prosperity and premature death into longevity. Mr. Speaker, I would like to end by thanking all of the staff in this Parliament who have been so extraordinarily helpful to us in our first weeks here. They are truly a credit to the Parliament. There is much that we in this chamber will disagree about, but we can work constructively, with respect and with vigorous debate. I welcome the challenge.